Alright, so as we dig into the box here, open her up, you've got your manual. We'll keep a hold of it just in case we decide we want it. You've got your desiccant gel wrap. Let's throw that back in there. You've got what appears to be a power supply. It is. That's always good. Because sometimes, you know, these things like to come with no power supply, and you got to find one, and that can be a little bit of a pain. So, got a power supply there. And then let's get to the real, what we're really here for, the actual pedal itself. Get the frame there. See, it comes pretty nicely packaged, nicely protected from impacts and stuff there. And it's got this little plastic sealant wrapped around it, I guess to keep it, you know, from getting moisture in it, that sort of thing, while it's traveling and shipped. Get that off of there. Nicely. There we go. Alright. And there she is. Our vintage tube monster. As you can see there. The knobs all feel really good, real smooth, feel sturdy, not like they're going anywhere or anything like that. You got your power plug-ins, all that. That's what turning it on and off feels really good. It's a solid, sturdy little piece of machinery here. I'm excited to plug her in and see what she can do. Alright, so here we are. We've got our vintage tube monster. We did the unboxing a little while ago. And just some first impressions before I actually get down to hooking it up and playing it a little bit. Well, it's pretty sturdy feeling. It's a nice steel case, it feels like. Metal of some sort anyway. It's got, you know, nice knobs. They turn nice and smooth. Everything seems to be in good order. One thing I will say is that this thing is big. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is just, it's fairly big. I've got some other things, some comparison points for you. I've got here one of those little mini pedals. So most of y'all know what size this is. You can see how much bigger this one is. It's pretty big. Here we've got your standard Boss sized pedal. Well, it's actually a Behringer, but same size, and again, you can see it's a whole lot bigger. And then lastly, we've got what I'm currently working on replacing with this whole project. What this is part of is my old multi-effects pedal, which has started to not work on me. So I'm, you know, building me a pedal board with separate pedals, moving up, so to speak. But as you can see, this one pedal is, it's the same size as this right here. So, it's big. Now, the question is, will that size in the actual pedal itself translate into size of sound? That's really the big question. How's it going to sound when I get plugged in? That's really the important question. If it's, you know, big, but it sounds good, I'm okay with that. I will say it's definitely going to take up a good bit of space on the pedal board. So I'll have to see if it's going to be worth it. A few minutes, we'll get it hooked up, get a little playing in, and let y'all see what it sounds like and that sort of thing. Alright, so here we go. We've got our vintage tube monster all hooked up, ready to go. Let me plug my guitar in there. We're going to do just a little test run here, sort of let you hear what it sounds like. First, just to give you the clean tone. And I'll be playing this on my Epiphone SG guitar, just through a little 15-watt practice amp. So it's nothing special about the amp. So any sound you hear that you like is all from this pedal here. Alright, so you got the clean tone. Turn on the that here and try just a little crunch. I got the gain on about 2. Everything else is at 5. So here we go. let's pump the drive up just a little bit there. The gain up, rather. Put it at about 6. Good even number. And let's see what that sounds like. Not bad. Definitely gets a little grittier the more you turn up the gain, which is kind of what you expect. Let's see. Pump it up just a little bit more. Go to about an 8. And we'll play with EQ a little bit too. Alright, here we go. Give that a try. Not bad at all. Alright, let's go ahead and bump that gain all the way up, just for grins and giggles. So we're all the way up, we got the noise gate on. Here we go. Just a little bit there. Alright, here we go. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good right there. Gives a nice little mean crunch. All right, one of the sample settings in here is called gain boost in the little instruction booklet. So I'm gonna set that up and just sort of see. Now that's actually at 0 gain, and with all your EQ and stuff at about 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range, it looks like. So, yeah. I've got the volume all. Alright, here we go. See what this sounds like. That's not bad. Let's turn off the pedal here real quick. Alright, that's a clean tone right there again. And there it is with that gain boost. That's nice. And it's nice. nice and clean. No, I mean, little crunch if you do some power chords. Okay, yeah, that's nice. So, sounds pretty good to me. Alright, there's one more thing I want to try real quick as far as the demo section of this video goes. On the box, it indicates that you can use this thing with a bass as well. So, I went and got my bass amp, plugged it all in. We're going to see how it works. Here's your clean tone for my bass, by the way. Alright. Now let's turn on the monster here. Yeah, I mean, you can use it with a bass. Doesn't sound half bad. Alright, so after we've unboxed it and played with it a little bit, a few final thoughts here on the Behringer Vintage Tube Monster, the VT999. Can't really complain about it. It's got a good tone to it. It's got a lot of power to it. It'll definitely overdrive a signal and put a good chunk of kachunga to it. It's solid feeling, no loose connections, it doesn't seem like. Knobs are all nice and smooth, foot switch works just like it's supposed to. The only complaint I've got, it is kind of big, but you know, I think it's worth the size it takes up on a pedal board. I think it's a good start for my new pedal board that I'm working on to replace my multi-effect pedal. I'm definitely, and for $50, I don't think you can beat it. Now the only complaint I've heard from other people on reviews and that sort of thing is they say it's a little hot for them. That the tube in it, they've replaced the tube in it with a more mellow tube, and they like it better that way. And you know, if that's your bag, hey, go find you a more mellow tube to put in here. That's no problem. I think the low setting is mellow enough for me, and I like having that, over the top, almost to the point of like heavy metal distortion when you put it all the way up. That's just me. It's got a good range, so I definitely like it. I definitely recommend it. If you're a garage musician, bedroom musician, it'll be great for you. You'll have a lot of fun with it. If you're a gigging musician or something to that effect, I still think it'd be a great investment. For $50, you can't beat it. It gives you that tube sort of tone and that warmth for a lot less than those big expensive tube amps. So definitely worth the investment. I definitely recommend it. What more can you say? Well, that's this regular guy gear review. Be sure to tune in for the next one.